The once dominant Eagles are now in danger of becoming a wild card team after their loss to the Cardinals on Sunday at home.
It doesn't matter if we are a wild card team or not. We are in the playoffs. The only issue is, can we win games at the end that we need to win? Period. Once you get in the playoffs, everybody starts from zero. Doesn't really matter. Technically, it doesn't matter what you did in the regular season. Everybody starts from the same spot. The division winners get the bye week, but there's been times in the past where teams don't like the bye week because some people think that when you have a bye week, you lose momentum. And there might be a kernel of truth to that, but that depends on what kind of team, what kind of players you got, what kind of coaching you have. So, because everything has to play out on the field.
The Eagles are in the playoffs right now. What confidence do we have in them getting their business together, making a run or winning a game?
When you get to the playoffs, every game is a one-game season. Period. It's all or nothing in that. Some people are one and done. It's looking like, but that remains to be seen. There's still time for the Eagles to flick that switch or figure out what they can do despite their inadequacies on defense. We did it for 10 games. Why can't we do it again? And it's all about you putting the perfect game plan together and doing what you got to do to walk out of wherever you're playing, to walk out of there with a win. That's what the playoffs are. Everybody's seen our warts. They know what our weaknesses are. They know we're weak in the back end. They know our defensive line has not been getting home. They know they need to throw the ball quickly on us. So those are no secrets. But they haven't been secrets since week 4. And we managed to win. Now, you could say that people caught up with us and the tape was out. You know, San Francisco put the blueprint out on us, whatever you want to say. That's fair. But at the end of the day, you got to line it up and you still got to play. And we got some good players on our team too, still.
You heard Sirianni say he's referencing the decision from a coaching standpoint to go with Matt Patricia calling the defense versus Sean Desai, who was doing it all season long.
As far as confidence, the confidence that players have in each other is fine. That'll never be a problem. And if it is a problem, you're not going to say that out loud in the locker room. That's why A.J. Brown is finding himself in a sticky situation right now. The confidence you have in your coaches, however, sometimes that can be questioned. You can't really say what you want to say. That's the one thing that people miss. I saw the interview with Marcus Hayes, and while I agree with a lot of the stuff that he said, I don't care who you talk to or who you quoted. They are not going to tell you everything. A lot of times they will tell you what you want to hear. A lot of times they will cut it short. Players are not going to give you all of the information that you're looking for. So what ends up happening is journalists and reporters and content creators, you take a little bit of information and you run with it. You got to fill in the gaps. You don't know if it's true or not, but it might sound good, or, yeah, that makes sense. So we'll go with that because it doesn't sound far-fetched. Doesn't mean that it's right. But that's the trouble you can get into, like A.J. Brown, when you don't want to say nothing. Everybody knows what the issues are. You can't say it. So everybody takes what little bits and nuggets that they can get, and then they make up the rest. So all of the other stuff that you hear about the fractured locker room and all that kind of stuff, to me is total BS. Because players, I don't care who you talk to, players are not going to tell you everything. So you don't have everything. Coaches don't make plays. Coaches don't miss tackles. Coaches don't drop passes. Coaches don't turn the ball over. They can't make plays. It's only the guys that's on the field that can do that. So you got to make the most of what you get. Now, if you got guys out there and they're not putting forth effort and things like that, then you can have a real problem. But even as bad as we think that our coaching may be, the players on the field are the ones that got to get it done. Even as bad as our defense is, if they learn how to tackle, it would look a whole lot better. But that's an individual thing. You got to want to do that. That's an attitude. We've been down the road with that conversation before. We just need the coaches to put us in the best situation to win, period.
Obviously, when you have a dynamic playmaker like AJ, he's going to want to change the game at all times. And he's capable of doing that at all times.
You got to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers and let them make plays. That's it in a nutshell. If you know that A.J. Brown is a dynamic playmaker, get him the ball. That is not rocket science. That should be common sense. And if you're in a pivotal part of the game, if you need your best play, you get it to your best player and you make the defense stop them. I've been that guy before, so I understand what that means. You guys know where we're going. You know who's going to get the ball, but I don't think you can stop us. That's the attitude we got to have. Again, when you have a playmaker like A.J. Brown, You got to feed them. People always want to reference the sideline conversation between Jalen and AJ, the spat that happened in week 2 versus the Vikings, I think it was. Y'all can call him a diva if you want to. I don't, because those type of things happen every week. So guess what? If that's what a diva does, and he goes on a historic NFL run with 6 straight games of 125 yards or more, yeah, please and thank you. Get him the ball. If that's what a diva does, I want more of that. Everybody knew when we played Dallas, they knew that you knew they were going to CD Lamb. It's up to us to stop them. We already know that if they're on offense, you know who they're going after. They're going to attack James Bradbury. See if you can put something together to help it out, help the situation out. We're not getting exposed. We're getting exploited. To be exposed means they didn't know it was there, so it was exposed. Everybody knows what our issues are. They're just exploiting it. Other teams are exploiting what our issues are. We can still turn this around. All it takes is one game to get everything together. The guys on the field have to make plays. Point, period, end of paragraph. We already know what our deficiencies are. No big secret. It should not be a problem for us to tackle. It should not be a problem for our offense to get the ball to our best playmaker. If we can do that, everything will take care of itself. Go Birds.